Very good morning, students. Students, we are dealing with our third chapter, elections and representation, and we are discussing about the electoral reforms. And so far, we have discussed several points. Now, in this context, let's continue. The second point, that our system of election should be changed from the FPTP to some variant of PR system. And this would, how it could be, this would ensures that parties get seats as far as possible in import proportion to the votes they get. There should be a special provision to ensure that at least one third women are elected to the parliament and assemblies. As earlier we discussed that one third seats are reserved for the women only in local bodies, but it is not there in parliament and assembly elections. So if we want to have a free and fair election, then we should have special provision that at least one third seat should be there for women in parliament and assemblies. There should be stricter provisions to control the role of money in election process. The election expenses should be paid by the government out of a special fund. Candidate with any criminal cases should be barred from contesting elections even if the appeal is pending before a court. There should be complete ban on the use of caste and religion appeal in the campaign. There should be a law to regulate the functioning of political parties and to ensure that their function in a transparent and democratic manner. Means all these things, if all these things will be completed or will be done, then there will be free and fair elections. These are but a few suggestions. There is no consensus about these suggestions. Even if there was a consensus that there are limits to what the laws and formal provisions can do. So free and fair elections can be held. वो तभी हो सकते हैं only if the candidates, the parties and those involved in the election process agree to abide by the spirit of democratic competition. Apart from legal reforms, there are two other ways, दो और भी तरीके of ensuring that elections reflect the expectations and democratic aspirations of the people. And one is of course that people themselves have to be more विजिलेंट. लोगों को खुद से ही ज़्यादा विजिलेंट होना पड़ेगा, मोर एक्टिवली इन्वॉल्व इन पॉलिटिकल एक्टिविटीज़, बट देयर आर लिमिट्स टू द एक्सटेंट to which ordinary people can engage in politics on a regular basis. Therefore, it is necessary that various political institutions and voluntary organizations are developed and are active in functioning as watchdog for ensuring free and fair elections. So this is all for our chapter number 3, and this is conclusion. So in some countries where representative democracy is practiced, it is almost in every country, elections and representative character of those elections are crucial factor in making democracy effective and trustworthy. The success of India's election system can be judged from a number of factors. Our election system has allowed the voters not only to freely choose representatives but also to change government peacefully both at state and national level. Secondly, voters have consistently taken a keen interest in the election process and participated in it. The number of candidates and parties that contest election is on the rise. Thirdly, the system of elections has proved to be accommodative and inclusive. The social composition of our representatives have changed gradually. Now our representatives come from many different social sections. अब हमारे जो social representatives हैं वो उनका भी change हो गया है system, और अब केवल कुछ ही कास्ट से नहीं आते बल्कि different social sections से आते हैं. Though the number of women legislators has not increased satisfactorily. Fourthly, the election outcome in most parts of the country does not reflect electoral malpractice and rigging. Of course, many attempts at rigging do take place. हालांकि अभी भी इतना होने के बाद भी हम 100% इसको रोक नहीं पाए हैं रिगिंग को और कुछ गलत तरीकों को. बट यू मस्ट हैव रेड अबाउट वायलेंस, क्योंकि हम कभी कभी वायलेंस के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. अबाउट कंप्लेंट्स दैट वोटर्स नेम्स disappear from the voter list, about intimidation and so on. Yet such instances rarely directly affect the outcome of democracy. Finally, and most importantly, elections have become a part and parcel of our democratic life. No one can imagine a situation where a government would disrespect द वर्डिक्ट ऑफ एन इलेक्शन. ऐसा अभी तक कभी नहीं हुआ, कोई सिचुएशन नहीं बनी है कि गवर्नमेंट ने इलेक्शंस की वर्डिक्ट की घोषणा को डिसरिस्पेक्ट किया हो. सिमिलरली, नो वन कैन इमेजिन दैट ए गवर्नमेंट वुड बी फॉर्म्ड विदाउट होल्डिंग इलेक्शन. इन फैक्ट, रेगुलरिटी एंड periodically of elections has earned fame for India as a great democratic experience. All these factors, they have earned for our election system a respect within and outside the country. The voter in India has gained confidence. The legitimacy of election commission has increased in the eyes of people, and this vindicates the basic decision taken by our constitution makers. If the election process becomes more flawless, we as voters and citizens would also to share more effectively in this carnival of democracy and make it more meaningful. So I think this chapter is clear to you because the chapter is complete, and tomorrow we will be doing exercise of this chapter. So till then, bye and have a nice day.